and making jokes or some shit. But then he like looks around and realizes that he's alone and Shane's not there. He's like, Shane, are you in the John? But no, he's not. He's long gone by then. And then he looks over at the flowers that Shane had given him, and they're all dead, and petals are falling off and they're dry and crumbly. And he notices that all the machines are off too. And he tries staying up, and he falls out of bed, and he's on the floor, and he's like, nurse, help, help! And I can't do voices. Anyways, so he pulls all the little things off, and the IV, that hurt. So he goes into the bathroom, and he's like, look at himself, and he's drinking some water out of the sink, and he goes out into the hall, and it's all dark, and there's a gurney, like, right in front of the doorway. I don't know why I did that. So it's out into the hallway, and there's just, like, crap everywhere. There's papers on the floor, stuff is thrown everywhere, there's furniture everywhere, there's lights are flickering, and it's creepy, and he's walking around, and he looks through this one door, and you see on this ground just a completely, like, torn up body. Like, she still has a little bit of her upper face, but the rest is, like, teeth and just, like, skeleton, like, bloody red skeleton, and she has just been eaten to the very bone. And I remember that part really, like, shook me up, too, because I was just like, oh my god! Because I just saw it, and I was like, whoa, this is on TV. And Kitty Galloway. I remember at that point, when I was watching the pilot, I texted Elena, aka Red Lips Marie. She doesn't come on the forum that much anymore, but she's still a member of Pause Mike. I texted her, and I was just like, oh my god, that dead lady in the hospital. And she was like, oh my god, I know! Because she likes that show a lot, too, and she knows what I'm talking about. And then Rick's walking around some more, and he passes by some more doors, and these ones don't have windows. They're just, like, big metal doors or something like that. And they're chained up. They got, like, wood through the little door handles, and they got chains. And then on the door it says, don't open dead inside. But I remember when I was so stupid when I was watching the pilot, I read it, because it goes like that, but I read it this way, so I was like, don't dead open inside, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. But, yeah. So it says, don't open dead inside. This is, like, one of the iconic scenes of the series, because you'll see pictures of it. It's on t-shirts. I really want that t-shirt. And then, all of a sudden, the doors kind of start to push open, and there's hands, like, peeking through gravel, and they're all, like, decomposed and dirty fingernails, and you're like, get out of the way! I'm sorry, Kitty, but no. Okay, sorry. And so, yeah, that was a pretty iconic scene of the pilot. And so, I think he runs off, and then he finds, like, a desk. Reception's desk, or whatever, I don't know. And he's, like, trying the phone, and he's looking through this little basket, and he finds some matches. And so he finds, like, this exit door. Or no, exit to a stairwell. And he goes in, and it's completely, like, pretty much pitch black, and so I'm thinking right then, like, oh my god, like, there's gonna be something there. There has to be something there. It's completely dark. You can't see. Something's gonna grab you. But no, he just lights his little matches, and they burn really quickly, so he keeps burning his finger. And so he's going down the stairs, and he finally finds the exit, and he goes outside, and it's this just bright, blinding light. Because he's kind of been in a coma for, like, I don't know how long it's been, like months or a couple weeks. I don't know. Yeah, because he was in a coma from the shot. So he has no idea what the hell's going on. And by this point, the world has started going to shit. And so he walks outside. Kitty, move. Yeah, so he walks outside, and I think he's at the loading dock, that's what he called it, and there's just, like, lines, rows and rows and rows of bodies, and they're covered in sheets mostly, but you can see some of the faces and feet, and some are more severely decomposed than others. And it's really gross, and there's flies everywhere. And I remember thinking, like, what did they do to get all the flies to stay put? Like, did they spray these, like, mannequins or actors with something to make flies stay all over their body? Because they had to order a bunch of flies for this show. I don't... That's a weird thought. Yeah, so he's, like, walking around, like, he has to step through the dead bodies. It's really hard for him to walk, because he's just in, like, you know, he just got out of a coma, hasn't walked in quite a while, and he's wearing his little hospital boxers and, what's that thing called? Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And so he climbs up this hill, and there's, like, a helicopter turned over, and there's cars turned over everywhere, and he's just looking around like, oh my god, what's happening? This is crazy. And he goes to this park. He's like, you know, he's walking, stops at this park, and he sees a bike. And so he goes over to grab it and picks it up and starts, like, you know, walking it towards the street. And there's, like, a body next to the bike, and, you know, he hasn't seen anything move. He's just seen, like, dead bodies, except for the door thing where the fingers are going through. Like, you probably didn't know what the hell that was about. Like, I don't know. And so this body is, like, here, move, kitty. His body is, like, laying there, and it rolls over and starts to reach out, like, and he's like, oh my god. And this is called the bicycle walker, and this is probably one of my favorite or more memorable walkers, because it's just so fucking scary looking. And because this one is a lady, she's naked and severely decomposed, like, really, like, just crazy, creepy-ass zombie, like, gray flesh and rotted on the teeth and sunken eyes and nasty hair and everything is nasty, and her, like, legs are completely missing. I mean, there's, like, this femur, right? Left femur bone is still there, and some entrails are sticking out the bottom of her, but basically her lower half is just gone, and she's reaching out to him and growling at him, and he just has to look like, oh my god, like, he has a look like this. And I don't know if that was very appropriate. I'd make that face if I saw a zombie, probably. So yeah, and he gets on the bike, and he's just kind of, like, in disbelief, like, what the hell is this? What is this? And so he rides his bike that he found, and he's going down the street. It's kind of comical looking, just because the way he looks and riding the little bike, and he stops at a house and runs in, and he starts yelling for his wife, and so he's like, Laurie! Carl! Laurie! Carl! And he's like running all over his house, and there's just, like, nothing there, and he can't find anyone, and he falls to the ground, and he's just crying. And dude, Andrew Lincoln is such a good actor. He plays Rick Grimes, and he's just crying out for his wife and son, and he's kind of, after a while, he's just sitting there, and he's like, is this real? Am I alive? Like, is this real life? And after he's kind of calmed down a bit, he walks outside and sits on his, like, porch steps. Like, you know how there's, like, the porch, and then there's, like, a little walkway, and then there's more steps, and then there's, like, the sidewalk. So he's, like, sitting right there. And then behind him, you see feet walking behind. No, he's looking out into the street, and there's, like, a man in the distance walking towards him, and he's kind of like, huh? Because he can't really focus. And then behind him, you see legs. And I remember that part, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, run, 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 because it's gonna get you. It's a walker. By the way, in the show, they never say zombie, they're called walkers. Or geeks. I don't know why geeks, but walker is the main term for zombies in the show. And so, and I just keep thinking, like, oh my god, he's gonna get bit. Oh my god. Even though it's, like, the pilot episode, so no, he's not gonna get bit. But still, I was like, oh no.